Speaker, the childcare crisis is pushing families out of Nova Scotia. I spoke with a family in my riding who are moving away because they could not find childcare here. This was a young family with two working parents who could be contributing to our economy, but instead they were forced to move because they could not find care for their child, and that is unacceptable. Why do parents need to move outside Nova Scotia to find childcare?
I recognize the Honourable Minister of Education and Early Childhood Development.
Madam Speaker, they don't. For those of us that live in HRM, our communities are growing. They're exploding, Madam Speaker. And so what I would say to the member is that we hit our mark of 9,500 and we're blown past it, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, we are despite what the opposition wants to say, we are leading the country. That's not coming from us. That is coming from the other provinces and territories who...
Order.
And the member from Sackville wants to stand up. Go for it.
I recognize the Honourable Minister of Education and Early Childhood Development.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. If the member for Sackville-Cobequid has something to say, he can stand up. Madam Speaker, but the truth of the matter is we're at on average $12 a day. Over 4,000 families now don't pay a cent. Our child care rates are reduced by 50%, Madam Speaker, and we have blown past 9,500. That's something that every member in this House should be proud of.
I recognize the Honourable Member for Fairview-Clayton Park.
Those targets are for net new spaces, and the numbers that are being mentioned don't take into account the spaces that we have lost. Our province is in a tough financial spot, and we're not going to get out of it if we continue to push away working families who can't find care for their children. Last year, my riding lost 80 childcare spaces when the children's garden was forced closed, and even parents who have childcare are paying twice as much as parents in cities like Winnipeg, Charlottetown, and St. John's. While this government pats itself on the back, parents are still waiting and still spending more than they can afford. When can Nova Scotian families finally depend on accessible and affordable childcare in Nova Scotia?
I recognize the Honourable Minister of Education and Early Childhood Development.
Madam Speaker, I'll remind the member opposite that we did not sign the child care agreement with them. We actually signed it with the federal government, and they approve of our numbers, they approve of our progress, and they are the ones telling us that we are doing a great job, Madam Speaker. We'll continue to work. We know there's more work to be done, Madam Speaker, and that's why we continue to invest in communities right across Nova Scotia. I'm very proud of the work that the people behind the scenes, the bureaucrats, the Department of Education, all of them have done on this, Madam Speaker. They bust their hump every day to find new spaces and create new spaces. And I also remind the member, we did something that no one else did. Pension and benefits for all of our workers who we deeply appreciate.